It's Week 17 of the National Football League. And we're watching.
Set to go, Younghoe Koo ready to do the honors. And off we go to wrap up the week on a Monday night. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their left-handed quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The numbers for Gibbs from last week. 11 carries, 51 yards.
There were some signs of life from their ground game last week, but overall, just a so-so performance. Everyone knows they can make a slight improvement how they contribute to this aspect of the offense. Linemen can set their blocks and hold them a little bit longer, and he can be quicker to the hole and hit a lane. If they do that, they should get some better numbers produced this week.
7 yards there and a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10. First carry now for David Montgomery. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. You look at this Niner defense. They come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom half of the league against the pass.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 44-yard line. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Oh, short pass here taken in by Laporta. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. 2nd and 6. He's got right on the short throw. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it's 3rd and 4 now. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Back to throw again. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So now on comes the field goal unit. And wow, this is no ordinary try here. He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
The Niners offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point of the season. They'll come out throwing here on first down. That's caught. It's a rookie from Oregon. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. Back to throw here. Connects with Kittle underneath. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. In last week's game for Kittle, there are the numbers. 7 catches, 63 yards.
And I don't know about you, partner, but if anybody ranks me in the top 10 in anything, I'm really happy, and that's exactly where he is now, number 10 in the league in receiving yards.
That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Give the rookie another one on this opening drive and a first down with it. A nice start, Charles, for the first-year passer. He's come out, made a few plays, nice plays to begin this contest.
He certainly has, and if he finishes off this drive with a touchdown pass, I vote we don't call him rookie anymore. We'll move him right to veteran and continue from there.
Over the middle, it's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up second down. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because
and he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Niners will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Lions offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. And he's been sensational in this opening quarter. You have to imagine we'll see much more of him as this game goes along. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this late season game, of course, not lacking for drama when you talk about the AFC playoff picture.
yeah, in a sense, it's the haves versus the have-nots, because this group on offense, they'd be a wild card if the postseason started today, but they know the guys on the other side of the ball are still in that dreaded in-the-hunt category, and they're hungry for a win today.
They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that. Give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
To the sideline and incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win, just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
That's certainly playing down a distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. Oh, he shifts past him. And that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense, they're coming back out onto the field, and we're going to give you a look at the playoff picture now into the weekend in the NFC. Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulled out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A big play there on the catch and run. 37 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Flushed out under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
Escaping the pressure, and he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Taking it in from 4 yards out, and the 49ers are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. He continues to show at this level that he can not only pass for touchdowns, he can run for touchdowns.
Not the first time we've seen this, because this young guy, he really makes it happen. So what that tells me is the book on him has to change. You've got to now plan for those legs as well as him throwing the football.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And it's now 14-0. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And the stakes in this game certainly high as we get toward the end of the regular season. For now, they are holding a wild card spot, but there are no shortage of other teams in the NFC looking to take that spot from them.
Starting with the guys on the other side of the field because they're on the outside looking in, and no one likes to be in that position. You want to be in the room, not looking inside to see everyone else having fun.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 24 yards to gain there, another first down as well.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now a play fake here on first down. That is caught by Laporta. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's another first down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter. The Lions on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. He'll drop to throw. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Nice job understanding the situation. 3rd and long. Kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it does force a 4th down.
Bates' kick is good, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far. Finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort, but not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Looking for the out route. He's got it. Complete to Kittle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now Jones. And that one into the hands of Ayuk downfield. Touchdown, 49ers. Brandon Ayuk, 46 yards. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
5 plays there on that drive. And it was Brandon Ayuk capping it off with a touchdown reception. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Lions offense and Jahmyr Gibbs headed back onto the field. And he's been a huge factor in the passing game all season long. His numbers reflect that. Currently leads all NFL running backs in receiving yards. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Well, there's a trust factor in that call. Turning and handing it to the big man in the backfield, trying to pick up the first down. But how about the defense? They were ready for him, and they were able to stop him.
On fourth down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. .47-yard punt, a return of 4. And they will take over 1st and 10. The 49ers offense and Brandon Ayuk getting set for this next possession. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way, because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half. Connects with Kittle underneath. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Throwing, Jones. Again to the big tight end, George Kittle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus, and indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. On the counter now, it's Sanders. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Throwing on second down, Jones.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll hit the deck, but he did not get there. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play. And they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it. And he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. The Lions' offense ready to kick off their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. Was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. Nick Bosa in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out, because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. That throw taken in by Jameson Williams. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. Jack Fox now gets set to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. There's receiver Brandon Ayuk as San Francisco's offense returns to the field, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. The offense on third down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. In motion, the tight end. Jones now from the gun on 3rd down.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. The good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And the Lions will take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he'll take this one up to about the 23.
41 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Looking to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he is going to have a Lions first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. He'll look to throw. He's got it to Williams. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Again, he'll drop to throw.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down. Over the middle, complete. It's Allen. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw again.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
He'll go right back to St. Brown.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
44 yards.
And the Lions get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Well, that touchdown certainly helps, but they've got to go ahead and convert, get to the half, and figure out how to keep chopping down this lead in the second, don't they?
Yeah, they still need to regroup, and they still need to end the second quarter strong. A little bit of time left. Point after, right down the middle, and it makes the score 21-10. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Well, the Niners going back on offense now late in this first half. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
Throwing to start the drive. Jones. His throw incomplete.
Well, that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jones got a man, and he hits him in stride. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. In motion goes the tight end. Back to throw now on 1st down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones. This one caught by Kittle. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 30. look to throw again.
The same target, same result. It's Kittle.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that will do it for this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at the Superdome in New Orleans, where it was the Saints who come away with the victory at home. Justin Herbert, excellent in the victory, as it's one that pushes his guys 2 games above 500. Next, we head off to check out another game, and they were winners in that one over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. The Rams let a few too many slip away over the course of the year, but a victory there does get them back to 8-8 with 1 game to go. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
The 49ers offense making its way back out there.
And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
They'll run with Sanders up the middle, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. They'll look to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Now a 2nd and 2.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right.
They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. And they'll send the tight end in motion. They'll set up a throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
Derek Barnes
charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11.
The lessons will continue, but this rookie, he's got to learn how to read situations just a little bit better. That far behind the line, he's got to find a way to get rid of the football and not take the sack, whether it's with his legs or just throwing it away.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Well, it's too early to figure out what kind of adjustments this defense made at halftime, but that's a good start to the second half. They can now afford to give up more points and fall further behind, so well done to force the punting situation here.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And the numbers will show he's been one of the most productive QBs in the league all season long, right up there among the leaders in passing yardage.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he'll be stopped right there at the 31.
Options galore here. Second and a few inches.
Back to throw.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
He's got his running back out of the backfield.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Able to hook up with Williams here on the out route.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
Gibbs straight ahead.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. On play action, they'll throw. Complete to right. They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They'll drop to throw.
And that one to the right side and incomplete.
They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball down the field as well.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
And that is no good. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
And San Francisco gets set to go here.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still, they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, coaches stress their defense being physical. They don't just mean the big guys. How about the guys on the outside, the cornerbacks? It's not just their job to patrol the airspace. They can get involved in the run game as well.
2nd and 11.
He'll get this into the hands of Aiyuk.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then tonight and see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
64 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
He's got right on the short throw. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And this one's incomplete.
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Drake Jackson coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They'll find Ayuk open right side. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. From the 23, here's 2nd and 4. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. 2nd and 4. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now a carry for Sanders. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Now they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
2nd and 9 now. Got a man, that's Ayuk. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by DJ Reed. And the Lions are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable. And there's 2 schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't eat up the cushion with careless play. He'll learn to ride that line as he moves on in his career.
And Detroit getting set to go now. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Another run for Gibbs here.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. In motion, the tight end. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Back now here in Santa Clara. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
2nd and 5. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. He'll look to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. A great effort there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the 49ers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the 4th quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like 4th quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
Oh, a good return up past the 30.
And a nifty return there all the way across the 40. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time.
The first down screen pass, good for 5.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. They're going to look to throw.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And he is going to have a Lions first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner.
And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Another solid game-changing play for this defense for the interception. And at this point, though, I don't know that it's game-changing. I mean, they've got this one in firm control.
And you always hear about, you know, those stories about someone left their game plan behind and maybe you benefit from it. I'm not going to say that that happened, but they certainly have appeared on defense to be a step ahead this entire game. Guys are always in the right spot in order to make a play.
The offense has had its moments, too.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down.
They'll run. It's Sanders. And he's got some space here. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 25 yards to pick up there, and also a 1st down.
And that's the type of run that you'll live with. In this game, he's had a good number of carries. He's just been unable to really break off anything substantial.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw.
He's going to drop this down to Sanders.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here.
2nd and 3.
Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field.
And the 49ers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. 4 yards on the touchdown grab.
And the 49ers are closing in on a 9th victory on the year as they extend their lead. Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up this secondary all game long, and this time that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have, because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early. So now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball definitely coming from his head coach.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. That's to the tight end, Laporta.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now back to throw.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
90 yards receiving now for him in the ball game. It's a 1st down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Throw over the middle. He finds Williams.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
2nd down and a yard.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Finding Williams once more, complete. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And right with it here over the middle. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw again.
Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs.
Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up third. They'll set up a throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
Throw caught by Raymond.
Will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. 2nd and 4. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Montgomery.
And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14.
Drake Jackson, his 2nd sack of the night.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that will lead to a 3rd and goal. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark
Still
off the
down.
5 and keep it moving.
So now after the penalty, they'll try again here on 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. And he will be brought down well shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Here's a 2nd and 5.
Another run here with Sanders. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Still a couple yards short of the 1st as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. So the victory here for San Francisco, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the 2nd half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game.
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Niners,
they get the critical victory to move them to 9-7 now.